Your order's here.
The notification chimed. At 1:13 a.m., waking Claire Park, she opened the front door. Cold air and sweet perfume scent rushed in. Black paper bag on the mat. Gold foil logo La Violette Bistro. Order sticker. Showed delivery name dash. Scratched number 2010. Her hands went cold. Card alert La Violette. $199.87 food delivery. But Ethan was working late tonight. Who sent French dinner to their door at 1 a.m.?
Before we begin, please subscribe and like. It really helps. Wishing you health and happiness. Alright, let's begin.
Chapter 2. 24 hours earlier. Before we go further, you need to understand something. This isn't just about a cheating husband. This is about what happens when the person you trust most starts erasing their tracks. If that's the kind of story you're here for, stay till the end. Claire woke on Valentine's morning to Ethan's alarm. 6 a.m. sharp. He moved through their bedroom like choreography. Navy suit from the closet, white shirt, burgundy tie. She watched from bed as he buttoned his cuffs. That's when the scent hit her. French perfume, sweet and expensive, violet and amber. Not her brand, not even close. Her throat tightened. Her fingers curled into the sheets. Ethan didn't notice. He checked his phone, scrolled. His jaw worked like he was chewing something bitter. Then he pocketed the device and grabbed his briefcase. Late meeting tonight, he said. His voice was flat. Don't wait up. Claire sat up. Valentine's Day? Big case. He didn't look at her. Can't be helped. He left the bedroom. She heard his footsteps down the hall. The jangle of keys. But something was off. The sound was wrong. Too many metal pieces clinking together. Claire slipped out of bed, bare feet on cold hardwood. She moved to the upstairs window, watched Ethan unlock his car in the driveway below. That's when she saw it. The key ring in his hand, not his usual leather fob. This one had a numbered tag, white plastic, the kind delivery drivers clip to insulated bags. Her pulse hammered in her ears. Ethan tossed the keys onto his passenger seat, started the engine, pulled away without looking back at the house. Claire stood at the window long after his car disappeared. Her hands had gone numb. The perfume scent still lingered in the bedroom, violet and amber and something else underneath, something like guilt. She went downstairs, made coffee she didn't drink, stared at her phone. Ethan's calendar showed deposition prep 6 p.m. to midnight. 12 years of marriage. She knew his tells, knew when he was building a case and when he was building a lie. This felt like a lie. By noon she couldn't stand it anymore. She opened her laptop at the kitchen table, logged into their joint credit card account. Recent transactions loaded on screen. Nothing unusual. Grocery store, gas station, dry cleaning. His usual Starbucks order. Then she saw it. February 13th. Yesterday, a charge she'd missed during the morning chaos. Merchant Services LLC $850.00. No description, no category, just a corporate shell name and a number that made her stomach drop. Claire clicked for details. The charge had been coded as professional services, but the timestamp was 1147 p.m., almost midnight. What law firm bills at midnight through a generic merchant account? She grabbed her phone, opened Ethan's email. She knew his password. They'd shared everything since the wedding. Total transparency, or so she'd thought. His inbox loaded. Work emails, client memos, billing reports. Nothing strange. Then she saw it, just for a second. A notification banner sliding across the top of the screen before disappearing into his archive folder. Drive order confirmed, pickup scheduled. Drive order, not Uber, not Lyft, just drive. Claire's hands shook. She tried to click into his archive. Password required. He'd locked it, recently. The security prompt was new. Her chest constricted. Breath came shallow. The kitchen walls seemed closer than before. She thought about the perfume, the delivery key ring, the midnight charge, the archived email about a drive order. Then she thought about tonight, Valentine's Day. Her husband working late, or claiming to. What was he really doing? Chapter 3. 12 hours earlier, Claire waited until Ethan left for work. Then she opened her laptop again. This time she wasn't looking at credit cards. She was going deeper. The password reset link on the DoorDash login screen blinked at her. She clicked it, entered Ethan's email, waited. Confirmation code arrived in seconds. She'd set up two-factor authentication on his accounts years ago, for security. Now that same system gave her access to everything he wanted hidden. The delivery app opened. Ethan's account loaded. Order history filled the screen. 23 transactions in the past 2 months. But these weren't restaurants. The merchant names were strange, short, corporate-sounding. MSL Services, Keystone Processing, Apex Transaction Group, each one coded as food delivery, each one between $200 and $900. Claire's jaw locked. Heat climbed her neck. She clicked the first order. Details expanded. Delivery address Palms Motor Lodge, Room 7. Delivered February 10th at 1047 p.m. Driver name dash. Second order. Address 1840 Sepulveda Boulevard, rear parking structure. Delivered February 6th at 1115 p.m. Driver name dash. Third order. Address Westwood Office Plaza, Building C Loading Bay. Delivered January 30th at 933 p.m. Driver name dash. Every single delivery, same driver, same anonymous name, different locations, motels, parking lots, empty office buildings after hours. Her vision blurred. Her knuckles whitened around the laptop edge. She clicked on Dash's profile. No photo, no rating history, just a name and a phone number. The number was blocked, encrypted, the kind of privacy setting that costs extra. Claire grabbed her phone, Googled MSL Services Los Angeles. Nothing. Keystone Processing Food Delivery. Nothing. These weren't real restaurants. They were shells, fronts, payment processors disguising transactions as something innocent. Food delivery, meals for two, late-night romance. Except Ethan wasn't ordering food. He was paying someone, and that someone was using delivery logistics to cover the trail. Her throat closed. Her pulse hammered behind her eyes. She thought about the Valentine's bag on her doorstep. La Violette Bistro, $199.87. Dash delivering at 113 a.m. Except Ethan had been at work, or so he claimed. What if he'd been at Palms Motor Lodge? What if he'd been in Building C Loading Bay? What if every late meeting, every deposition prep, every client emergency was just him meeting Dash at another anonymous location? Claire stood, paced the kitchen. Her hands trembled. Coffee sloshed over the mug rim and burned her thumb. She barely felt it. She had to know, had to see him, confront him, make him explain why his delivery account looked like a cheating husband's handbook. By 6:15 p.m., she was in her car, driving downtown. Ethan's law firm occupied floors 12 through 15 of a glass tower on Figueroa Street. She'd been there 100 times. Holiday parties, anniversary dinners in the firm's private dining room. She knew the building, knew the security guard, knew how to access the underground parking garage. Claire pulled into the structure at 6:47 p.m., descended 3 levels, found Ethan's reserved spot. His black sedan sat under flickering fluorescent lights, empty. She parked 2 rows back, killed her engine, waited. Minutes crawled past. Her breath fogged the windshield. The concrete walls seemed to press inward. Tire squeals echoed from upper levels. Distant voices, a car alarm chirping, then footsteps, sharp, rapid, dress shoes on concrete. Ethan appeared from the elevator bank, alone, phone pressed to his ear. His face was pale, jaw clenched. He walked like someone being followed. Claire got out of her car. Her legs felt weak. Ethan. He spun, saw her, his face drained of remaining color. The phone dropped from his hand, clattered on concrete. Claire. His voice cracked. What are you doing here? She held up her phone. showed him the DoorDash account screen, the list of Dash deliveries, the motel addresses, the parking lots, all of it. I know, she whispered. Her hands shook. I know everything. Ethan stared at the screen. His chest rose and fell too fast. Sweat beaded his foreline despite the garage chill. Then his eyes widened, not with guilt, with terror. He grabbed her phone, looked at something she hadn't noticed. The most recent delivery, tonight, 6:30 p.m. Delivery address 350 South Figueroa Street, underground level 3. This building, this garage, 30 minutes ago. The bag, Ethan said. His voice was barely audible. He grabbed her shoulders, squeezed too hard. Claire, tell me you didn't open the bag. Metal scraped behind them, elevator doors opening. A man stepped out, delivery uniform, black jacket, helmet obscuring his face, insulated bag slung over one shoulder. He walked toward them, slow, deliberate. Each footstep echoed like a countdown. Ethan's grip on Claire's shoulders tightened. His breath came in shallow gasps. The delivery man stopped 6 feet away, lifted his visor. Claire couldn't see his face clearly, just shadows, just the reflection of garage lights in his eyes. Mr. Park, the man said. His voice was soft. Professional, you're late for your pickup. Ethan's hands fell from Claire's shoulders. He stepped forward, extended his wrist like someone accepting handcuffs. The delivery man pulled something from his bag. Small, rectangular, black plastic. A credit card reader. Same as always, the man said. $850, for services rendered. What services? Claire wanted to scream, but her voice had died in her throat. Ethan pulled out his wallet, handed over a card. The reader beeped. Transaction approved. The delivery man smiled, handed Ethan a small envelope. Then his eyes shifted to Claire. Mrs. Park, he said, enjoy your Valentine's gift. We picked it special for you. He turned, walked back to the elevator, disappeared behind closing doors. Ethan stood frozen. The envelope trembled in his hand. Who was that? Claire's voice came out broken. What's happening? Ethan looked at her. His eyes were wet. Haunted? Dash, he whispered. That was Dash. Chapter 4. 3 hours earlier, Claire drove home alone. Ethan followed in his own car. Neither of them spoke on the phone. Neither of them could. The black paper bag still sat on their kitchen counter, unopened. The gold La Violette logo gleamed under recessed lights, red ribbon tied in a perfect bow. Claire stared at it, her reflection warped in the bag's glossy surface. Ethan came through the garage door, set his briefcase down, didn't take off his coat, just stood there, looking at the bag like it might explode. Don't, he said. Please don't open it. Claire's jaw locked. You paid $850 tonight, to a man in a parking garage. A man who knew my name, who said he picked something special for me. I can explain. Then explain. Her voice was steel. Explain Dash. Explain the motels. Explain why your delivery account looks like you're having an affair. Ethan's face crumpled. He sank into a kitchen chair, buried his face in his hands. His shoulders shook. I'm not having an affair, he whispered. His voice broke. I swear to God, I'm not. Then what? He looked up. His eyes were red, desperate. I'm trying to protect you. Claire's stomach dropped. From what? Ethan opened his mouth, closed it, looked at the bag again. Terror flashed across his features. From your past, he finally said. From something that happened in 2010. The number hit Claire like ice water. 2010, scratched into the delivery sticker. The year she'd tried to forget. The year she'd changed her name. The year someone died and the records disappeared and she convinced herself it was over. Her hands went cold. Her vision tunneled. How do you know about that? She breathed. Dash told me. Ethan stood, paced. His hands raked through his hair. 6 months ago, he contacted me at the firm, said he had evidence, photos, police reports, witness statements, everything you thought was buried. Claire's knees buckled. She grabbed the counter edge. You've known for 6 months. I've been paying him for 6 months. Ethan's voice was hollow. Every transaction, every delivery, it's blackmail. He wants money to keep quiet, to keep you safe. Safe from what? Claire's voice cracked. I didn't do anything. It was an accident. The investigation cleared me. The investigation was sealed. Ethan moved closer, but Dash unsealed it. He has everything, and he says if I stop paying, he'll send it to your employer, to the media, to everyone. Claire's chest constricted. Breath wouldn't come. 12 years she'd worked at the accounting firm, built a reputation, managed teams, earned respect. One scandal would destroy it all. Why didn't you tell me? Her voice was barely a whisper. Because you were finally happy. Ethan's eyes filled. You stopped having nightmares, stopped looking over your shoulder. I couldn't let him take that from you, so you became a criminal instead. Claire gestured at the bag. Laundering money through fake delivery services? Meeting blackmailers in parking garages? I'm a lawyer. Ethan's laugh was bitter. I know how to structure untraceable payments. Food delivery services are perfect. No paper trail, just transactions coded as meals. The IRS doesn't look twice. Claire stared at him. This man she'd married, this careful, ethical, by-the-book attorney. He'd been living a double life for half a year, bleeding their savings, meeting criminals, all to keep her secret. Part of her wanted to collapse into his arms, part of her wanted to scream. What's in the bag? She asked. I don't know. Ethan's voice shook. I never know. Dash just says it's a reminder, proof he's watching, proof he can get to us anytime. Claire moved toward the bag. Ethan grabbed her arm. Please, he begged. Don't. She pulled free. Her hands found the ribbon, untied it. The silk slithered loose and pooled on the counter. She lifted the bag. Light, too light for food. She looked inside. No plates, no containers, just white tissue paper, and underneath, something hard, rectangular. She pulled out the tissue, revealed what was hidden. A USB drive, black plastic, small white label, handwritten words in block letters, Claire 2010. Press play, and beneath the USB, taped to the bag's bottom, a card, cream cardstock, expensive. One sentence printed in elegant script. Do you remember who was in the passenger seat? The card slipped from Claire's fingers, fluttered to the floor. Because she did remember. She remembered everything about that night. The rain, the curve, the impact, the way the passenger door had hung open afterward, empty, like whoever had been there simply vanished. She'd told the police she was alone, because she had been. By the time they arrived, Ethan picked up the card. Read it. His face went white. Who was in the passenger seat? He asked. His voice was hollow. Claire who? She couldn't answer, couldn't breathe. Her pulse hammered so hard she thought her chest might split open. The USB drive felt hot in her palm, like it was burning, like whatever was stored inside might consume everything the moment she plugged it in. I don't know, she finally whispered, but that was a lie. She knew exactly who. She just couldn't say the name out loud, not after 12 years, not after changing her identity, not after convincing herself that person had never existed at all. Ethan reached for the USB. We should destroy it. Right now, before we see what's on there. Claire pulled back. No, Claire, I need to know. Her voice was stone. I need to know what Dash has, what he's been holding over us. What if it's worse than we think? Claire looked at her husband, at this man who'd spent 6 months sacrificing everything to protect her from a truth she couldn't even name. It can't be worse, she said, because I already know what I did. She walked to her laptop on the dining table, opened it. The screen glowed blue in the dimming light. Ethan followed, stood behind her chair. His hand found her shoulder, squeezed. Whatever's on there, he whispered. We face it together. Claire nodded, couldn't speak. Her throat had closed. She held the USB drive up to the light. The label stared back at her. Press play. Her finger hovered over the port. One insertion, one click, and 12 years of running would be over. She pushed the drive in, heard the connection chime. A folder opened. Single video file. 47 seconds long. Claire double-clicked. The screen went black. Then audio crackled. Old. Compressed. Like it had been copied from analog tape. A voice. Male. Unfamiliar. Breathing hard. Urgent. This is Officer Reyes. Badge 2274. Single vehicle collision. Laurel Canyon Boulevard northbound. Heavy rain. Vehicle struck guardrail. Driver conscious. Female. Claims she was alone. Pause. Rustling sounds. Footsteps. But dispatch. I'm looking at the passenger door. It's open. Seatbelt deployed. And there's blood on the headrest. Someone was here. Someone left the scene. Static. Breathing. Then a second voice. Female. Young. Scared. I told you. I was alone. There's no one else. Please. I was alone. The voice was Claire's. 12 years younger. Higher pitched. Desperate. But underneath her words, barely audible, another sound. Footsteps. Running. Fading into the rain. And a man's voice. Distant. Calm. Almost amused. Don't worry, Claire. I'll make sure they forget I was ever here. The video ended. Screen went black. Claire sat frozen. Her hands gripped the laptop edge. Her vision blurred. Ethan's voice came from somewhere far away. Who was that? Claire. Who was in the car with you? She couldn't answer, because saying the name would make it real, would resurrect someone she'd buried deeper than any grave. Her phone buzzed on the table. Text message. Unknown number. She opened it. Single line. No signature. Hi Claire. It's been a while. Let's catch up. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., La Violette Bistro. Come alone, or everyone hears what you did. Another buzz. Photo attachment. Loading. The image resolved. A man, late 40s, graying hair, sharp suit, standing in front of Ethan's law firm, smiling at the camera. Claire's breath stopped. She knew that face, knew it like she knew her own reflection. Because 12 years ago, before the name change, before the sealed files, before she became Claire Park, that face had been sitting in her passenger seat when everything went wrong. The man who'd promised to make the police forget. The man who'd vanished into the rain. The man whose blood had been on her headrest. He wasn't dead. He'd never been dead. He was Dash. Chapter 5. The reframe. Listen carefully to what happens next. Because when Claire sees that photo, everything changes. This stops being about a cheating husband. This becomes about what you owe someone who saved your life. Stay with me. You need to hear this. Claire's hands shook so hard she nearly dropped the phone. The photo glowed on screen. That face, Marcus Webb, alive, smiling, standing in broad daylight like he'd never disappeared at all. Ethan leaned over her shoulder, saw the image. Who is that? The passenger. Claire's voice was dead. The one who was supposed to be dead. She stood, moved to the kitchen window, stared out at their dark backyard. Her reflection stared back, hollow-eyed, haunted. His name was Marcus Webb, she said. We worked together. Before I changed my name. Before everything. Worked where? A financial consulting firm. Claire's jaw tightened. I was junior auditor. He was senior investigator. We'd been tracking a client's offshore accounts, following money, building a case. Ethan waited, silent. One night we stayed late, found something big, proof of fraud, millions laundered through shell companies. We were going to report it the next morning. Claire's breath fogged the window glass, but someone found out. That night, we left together. It was raining. I was driving. Marcus said we needed to get somewhere safe, hide the evidence. Her pulse hammered. The memory was sharp, too sharp, like broken glass in her mind. We were on Laurel Canyon. Rain was so heavy I could barely see. Then headlights, behind us, coming fast, too fast. Her hands curled into fists. They rammed us, twice. We spun out, hit the guardrail. The car flipped. She turned from the window, looked at Ethan. His face was pale. When I came to, Marcus was gone. Passenger door open, blood on the seat. I thought he was dead, thought they'd taken his body. Her voice cracked. But he was alive. He told me to say I was alone. said he'd fix everything, make it look like an accident. Single vehicle, driver error, no investigation. Why? Ethan's voice was barely audible. Because if they knew he survived, they'd finish the job. Claire's eyes burned. And if I told the truth, they'd know I had the evidence too. So Marcus disappeared, gave me a new identity, sealed the police files, erased himself from that night, and now he's back. Ethan's hands trembled. 12 years later, asking for payment, not asking. Claire's laugh was bitter. He saved my life. He made me Claire Park, gave me everything. This house, this marriage, this career, all of it built on his gift. She picked up the USB drive, held it up to the light, and now he wants to collect. Ethan moved to her side. What does he want? Money? The evidence you found? I don't know. Claire's throat tightened. The evidence is long gone. The firm closed. The clients scattered. That case is dead. Then why surface now? Claire looked at the black paper bag, the gold logo, the red ribbon pooled on the counter, every detail perfect, expensive. A message wrapped in luxury. Because he can, she whispered. Because I owe him, and he knows it. Her phone buzzed again. Another text, same unknown number. You have 24 hours. La Violette, 9 p.m. tomorrow. Don't bring your husband. Don't bring police. Just bring yourself and that beautiful guilt you've been carrying. Claire's stomach turned. Her vision blurred. Ethan grabbed the phone. Read the message. His jaw clenched. You're not going. I have to. He's a blackmailer. A criminal? He's the reason I'm alive. Claire's voice was steel. The reason we have this life. I owe him. You don't owe him anything. Ethan's voice rose. He chose to save you. That was his decision. You don't owe him your future. Claire pulled away, moved back to the laptop. The video file still sat open, frozen on the last frame. Black screen. No image. Just audio waveforms. She clicked rewind, played it again, listened to her younger voice. I was alone, there's no one else. The lie she'd lived with for 12 years. The lie that built everything. Then Marcus's voice. Don't worry, Claire. I'll make sure they forget I was ever here. She paused it, zoomed in on the audio track. There, underneath Marcus's words, another sound, faint, mechanical, a beep, regular, rhythmic, heart monitor. Claire's breath caught. She played it again, enhanced the audio. The beeping grew louder, clearer. Not a heart monitor, a truck, backing up. That warning beep construction vehicles make. And beyond that, another sound, voices, multiple people, shouting directions. 3 inches left, hold, good, lock it down. Marcus hadn't been dying in her passenger seat. He'd been orchestrating his disappearance. With help, with equipment, with a plan. Claire's hands went cold, her chest tightened. She fast-forwarded to the end of the video, listened to the final seconds. Marcus's footsteps fading, rain, then silence, except not silence. One more sound, so faint she'd missed it the first time. A camera shutter, digital, rapid, 3 clicks. Someone had been photographing the scene, documenting it, making sure there was proof, making sure 12 years later, if Marcus needed leverage, he'd have it. This wasn't about gratitude. This wasn't about old friends reuniting. This was about control, about a man who'd invested 12 years in a lie and now wanted return on investment. Claire ejected the USB, held it in her palm. The plastic was warm, or maybe her hands were just cold. He planned this, she said. Her voice was hollow. From the beginning, the crash, the rescue, the new identity, all of it. He turned me into an asset. Ethan stared at her. An asset for what? I don't know yet. Claire pocketed the USB. But I'm going to find out. She grabbed her car keys. Ethan blocked her path. Where are you going? To see someone who can help. Claire's jaw set. Someone who knew about the 2010 case. Someone who might know what Marcus is really after. Who? Claire met his eyes. The detective who sealed my file. Marisol Reyes. Officer Reyes's daughter. Chapter 6. The Sprint. Claire drove through empty streets. 1047 p. The city was quiet, too quiet, like it was holding its breath. Detective Marisol Reyes worked out of the Northeast Division Station on San Fernando Road. Claire had met her once, years ago, a chance encounter at a coffee shop. They'd talked for 5 minutes, exchanged numbers, never followed up, but Claire remembered what Marisol had said. If you ever need help, call me. I know what my father did for you. Now Claire needed that help. She parked outside the station. Fluorescent lights buzzed inside glass doors. A desk sergeant looked up as she entered. Bored, tired. I need to see Detective Reyes, Claire said. Her voice was steady. It's urgent. The sergeant checked his computer. She's in interrogation 3. What's this regarding? A cold case, 2010. She'll know. The sergeant studied her, then picked up his phone, murmured something, hung up. She'll see you. Down the hall, last door on the right. Claire walked. Her footsteps echoed on linoleum. The hallway smelled like stale coffee and fear. Interrogation 3. The door was half open. Claire knocked. Come in. Marisol sat at a metal table, dark hair pulled back, sharp eyes. She looked up from a file folder and froze. Claire Park? Not a question, a statement. I was wondering when you'd show up. Claire's stomach dropped. You were expecting me. Sit. Marisol gestured to the empty chair. We need to talk. Claire sat. Her hands were shaking. She pressed them flat against her thighs. Marisol closed the file folder, pushed it across the table. Claire saw her own name on the tab. Old name? The one she'd buried. How long have you known? Claire asked. Since this morning. Marisol's voice was calm. Professional? Someone sent me that same USB file, along with a note, said you'd be coming, said I should hear your side before making any decisions. Claire's vision tunneled. Marcus sent it to you. Marcus Webb? Yes. Marisol opened the folder, pulled out crime scene photos, 12 years old, Claire's crumpled car, the open passenger door, blood on white leather. My father believed you, Marisol said. Believed you were alone, but he also believed in second chances, so he sealed your file, gave you a clean slate, and now... Claire's throat was tight. Now I'm not sure what to believe. Marisol pulled out another photo, recent, time-stamped yesterday. Marcus Webb standing outside Ethan's law firm. Same image Claire had received. This man contacted me 3 days ago, Marisol said. Said he had information about an unsolved case. Said someone had been lying for 12 years. Said if I helped him, he'd give me the truth. Claire's chest constricted. Helped him how? He wanted access to the sealed file. Wanted copies of everything. Police reports, witness statements, photos. Marisol's jaw tightened. I told him no. Told him the case was closed. But he said if I didn't cooperate, he'd release the file himself, to the media, to your employer, to everyone. So you gave it to him. Claire's voice was dead. I gave him nothing. Marisol's eyes flashed. I'm a cop. I don't negotiate with blackmailers. Claire's breath came shallow. Relief flooded through her. Then suspicion. Then why am I here? Because Marcus Webb is good. Marisol leaned forward. Too good. The way he talked about that night. He knew details that weren't in the report, knew things only someone who was there could know. She pulled out a transcript, typed notes. He told me about the truck, the construction crew, the camera clicks, things you never mentioned to my father. Claire's hands went cold. How? That's what I want to know. Marisol's voice was steel. So I'm asking you, one chance, complete honesty. Who was Marcus Webb to you? And what really happened that night? Claire looked at the photos, at her younger self, at the lie that had become her life. He was my colleague, she said. Her voice was barely audible. We found evidence of fraud. Someone tried to kill us. Marcus saved me, made me disappear. Why? To protect me, or to protect himself? Marisol tapped the transcript. Because here's what doesn't make sense. If Marcus wanted you safe, why surface now? Why risk exposure? Why contact a cop? Claire had no answer. Marisol pulled out one more document. Recent. Printed today, bank statements, Ethan's name at the top, transactions highlighted in yellow. Your husband has been paying Marcus for 6 months, Marisol said. $800 to $900 every 2 weeks, coded as food delivery. But we both know that's not what it is. Claire's stomach turned. How did you get those? Marcus gave them to me. Said it was proof of extortion. Proof that you and your husband were involved in ongoing criminal activity. Marisol's eyes were hard. He wants me to arrest you, Claire. He's building a case, using me to do it. The room spun. Claire gripped the table edge. Her pulse hammered in her ears. Why? She whispered. Why would he do this? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Marisol closed the folder. But whatever his endgame is, you're the target. And I need to know if you're a victim or a participant. Claire looked at this woman, this detective, daughter of the officer who'd saved her, now holding Claire's entire life in a manila folder. I didn't do anything wrong, Claire said. Her voice cracked. I was just trying to survive. Then help me help you. Marisol pulled out her phone. Tell me everything, every detail, every person involved, every dollar your husband paid, all of it. Claire opened her mouth. Then her phone buzzed. Text message. Marcus. Change of plans. Meet me now. Warehouse District. 2847 Mateo Street. Come alone. You have 30 minutes. Another buzz. Photo attachment. Ethan. Tied to a chair. Mouth taped. Eyes wide with terror. Behind him, a delivery bag. Black paper. Gold logo. La Violette. Claire's breath stopped. Her hands shook so hard she dropped the phone. It clattered on the metal table. Marisol grabbed it. Saw the photo. Her face went white. When was this taken? She demanded. Claire checked the timestamp. 14 minutes ago. Marisol was already moving. Radio in hand. This is Reyes. I need units at 2847 Mateo. Possible hostage situation. Suspect is Marcus Webb. Armed and dangerous. She grabbed Claire's arm. You're not going. He has my husband. Claire pulled free. I have too. It's a trap. I don't care. Claire's voice was ice. He took Ethan because of me. I'm not letting him die for my mistakes. Marisol stared at her, then nodded. Fine. But I'm coming with you. And if Marcus Webb wants a confrontation, he's going to get one with a badge. They ran for the door. Claire's heart hammered. 30 minutes. The warehouse was 20 minutes away in good traffic. They had no time, no backup, no plan, just a photo of Ethan dying, and a blackmailer who'd been playing them all for 12 years. Whatever Marcus wanted, Claire was going to give it to him, and then she was going to end this, one way or another. Chapter 7 Isolation. Marisol's sedan cut through midnight traffic, lights flashing. No siren. Silent approach. Claire sat in the passenger seat. Her hands were numb, her chest tight. Tell me about the fraud case, Marisol said. Her voice was clipped. Professional, the one you and Marcus were investigating. Claire's throat closed. She forced words out. A client named Apex Holdings, real estate conglomerate. We found offshore accounts, money moving through shell companies, millions. Who owned Apex? I don't know. That's what we were trying to find out. Claire's jaw clenched. But someone knew we were close. That's why they came after us. Marisol turned onto Mateo Street. Warehouses loomed on both sides. Dark, empty, industrial wasteland. Did you keep copies of the evidence? No. Marcus had everything. Said it was safer if I didn't know where. Claire's stomach twisted. He was protecting me. Or so I thought, or he was protecting himself. Marisol killed the lights, coasted to a stop 3 buildings away from 2847. Because here's what I found. Apex Holdings dissolved in 2011. Assets sold. Owners anonymous. Trail went cold. She pulled out her phone, showed Claire a document. Corporate filing. Dissolution paperwork. But look at the processing agent. Marisol zoomed in. Merchant Services LLC. Claire's breath stopped. That's the name on Ethan's credit card. The company he's been paying. same company. Marisol's eyes were hard. Marcus didn't destroy Apex, he absorbed it, took the shell companies, took the laundering network, took everything. Claire's vision blurred. He stole the evidence, he weaponized it. Marisol opened her car door, and now he's using it to bleed you dry. Because you're the only person who knows where the bodies are buried. They moved toward the warehouse, low, quiet. Marisol's gun was drawn. Claire's hands shook. The building was concrete and rust, broken windows, graffiti, no lights inside, just shadows and the smell of decay. Marisol tried the door, locked. She pulled out a slim tool, picked it in seconds. The door swung open, hinges screamed. They entered, darkness swallowed them. Marisol pulled out a flashlight, swept the beam across empty space, concrete floor, rusted shelving, pools of stagnant water, nothing. Ethan. Claire's voice echoed, no answer. They moved deeper, footsteps slashing, breathing too loud. Claire's pulse hammered in her throat. Then Marisol's flashlight caught something. Chair in the center of the space, empty. Rope coiled on the seat, fresh, still damp. Claire ran to it, grabbed the rope. He was here, recently. Marisol knelt, examined the floor. Tire tracks, fresh, leading to a service door in the back. He moved him. Marisol's jaw tightened. This was a relay point, not the final location. Claire's phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. You brought a cop. Bad choice, Claire. Now Ethan pays the price. Photo attachment. Ethan. Different location. Basement. Water-stained walls. His mouth was bleeding, one eye swollen shut. And behind him, a clock. Digital. Red numbers. Counting down. 4,723. 4,722. 4,721. What is that? Claire's voice cracked. Marisol grabbed the phone, zoomed in. Her face went white. That's not a countdown timer, she whispered. That's a timestamp. This photo was taken 47 minutes ago. Claire's stomach dropped. Where? I don't know. Marisol was already moving, back toward the car. But we need to trace it now. They ran. Claire's legs felt weak. Her breath came in gasps. Marisol got in the driver's seat, opened her laptop, connected Claire's phone, started running traces. Come on, she muttered. Give me something. The screen filled with data, GPS coordinates, cell tower pings, IP addresses. Then it locked. Location found. Marisol's face drained of color. What? Claire demanded. Where is he? Marisol turned the laptop, showed Claire the map. Red pin, blinking. Northeast Division Police Station. Interrogation Room 4. Right next door to where they'd been sitting 30 minutes ago. Claire's breath stopped. That's impossible. It's Marcus. Marisol's voice was hollow. He had Ethan at the station, while we were talking. He was there the whole time. She grabbed her radio. This is Reyes. I need units at the station. Suspect in the building. Interrogation 4. Static. Then a voice. Desk sergeant. Confused. Detective, we're at the station. There's no one in interrogation 4. Room's been empty all night. Marisol's hand tightened on the radio. Check again. Ma'am, I'm looking at the door right now. It's locked. No one's been in there. Marisol killed the connection. Looked at Claire. He's playing us, or he's already gone. Claire's voice was dead. He got what he wanted. Access to you. Access to the files. Now he's vanished. Her phone buzzed again. Final message. You have something I need, Claire. Something you've been sitting on for 12 years. And tomorrow night at La Violette, you're going to hand it over, or Ethan's next photo won't show him breathing. Claire stared at the screen. Her hands trembled. I don't understand. I gave him everything. The evidence is gone. Not everything. Marisol pulled out the sealed folder. Claire's old case file. Because my father kept one thing Marcus didn't know about. One piece of evidence he held back, just in case. She opened the folder, pulled out a small envelope, sealed. Claire's old name written on the front in faded ink. He left this for you, Marisol said. Her voice was quiet. Told me if you ever came asking, I should give it to you. Said it was the only truth that mattered. Claire took the envelope. Her hands shook. The paper was yellowed, brittle, 12 years old. She opened it. Inside, a single photograph. Polaroid, faded colors. The photo showed two people, Claire, younger, scared, sitting in a hospital bed, and next to her, holding her hand, a man, not Marcus Webb, someone else, someone whose face made Claire's blood run cold, someone she'd forgotten, or tried to. The man in the photo wore a police uniform, badge number visible, 2274. Officer Luis Reyes, Marisol's father, and on his other hand, visible in the photo, a wedding ring. Same design as the ring Claire had found in the La Violette bag. Same design as the ring Ethan wore. Claire's breath stopped. Her vision blurred. That's not possible, she whispered. That's my wedding ring design. Ethan and I chose it together, or he chose it because someone told him to. Marisol's voice was ice. Because my father didn't just save you, Claire, he created you. New name, new identity, new life. Why? Because you weren't the only one in that car. Marisol pulled out another document. Birth certificate, old, amended, Claire's new name, date of issue 2 weeks after the crash, and at the bottom, legal guardian's signature, Officer Luis Reyes. My father adopted you, Marisol said. Her eyes were wet. Legally, after the crash, you weren't just a witness he protected, you were family. Claire's world tilted. Her hands went numb. The photograph slipped from her fingers. I don't remember, she breathed. I don't remember any of this. Because you were in a coma for 3 weeks. Marisol's voice cracked. Head trauma. Memory loss. When you woke up, my father told you a story. The one you've been living. The one about being alone. About starting over. But why? Because the person in your passenger seat wasn't Marcus Webb. Marisol picked up the photograph. It was my father. He was the one investigating Apex. He was the one who found the fraud. And he was the one they tried to kill. Claire's chest constricted. Breath wouldn't come. Marcus was the one who caused the crash, Marisol continued. Her voice was hollow. He worked for Apex. He was protecting them. And when my father got too close, Marcus tried to eliminate him. Ran you off the road. Left you both to die. But your father survived. Claire's voice was barely audible. Barely. Marisol's hands trembled. He spent 6 months in recovery. When he came back, he sealed everything. Made sure Marcus thought he'd succeeded. Made sure you didn't remember. Because if Marcus knew my father was alive, he'd finish the job. Claire stared at the photo. At Officer Reyes holding her hand. At the man who'd given her everything and asked for nothing. Where is he now? She whispered. Marisol's face crumpled. He died 4 years ago. Heart attack, or so the coroner said. You don't believe that? I think Marcus found out. Marisol's voice broke. I think he's been planning this for years, waiting. And now he wants the one thing my father never gave him. What? Proof. Marisol pulled out one final document. Handwritten, Officer Reyes's writing. Dated 2 weeks before his death. If you're reading this, something's happened to me. Marcus Webb is alive. He's been watching Claire, waiting for the right moment, and when he moves, he'll want the original files, the evidence we gathered, the proof that could destroy Apex and everyone connected to it. The letter continued. Claire's eyes blurred reading it. I hid the evidence. Only 2 people know where. Me and Claire. But she doesn't remember. So if Marcus comes for her, she needs to know the truth. She needs to know that the answer isn't in her past. It's in her present. It's in the life I gave her. It's in the one place Marcus would never think to look. The letter ended. No signature. Just coordinates. Latitude and longitude. Claire pulled out her phone. Entered the numbers. GPS loaded. The pin dropped. Red dot blinking on the map. Her house. Her backyard. Exact center. Where the oak tree used to be. Chapter 8 Despair. Claire and Marisol drove in silence. The coordinates burned in Claire's mind. Her house. her yard, the oak tree. 23 years that tree had stood, roots deep, branches wide. She'd sat under it when she first moved in, read books, watched birds, found peace. Then 6 months ago, it died. Root rot, the arborist said, had to come down. Emergency removal. Except now Claire knew better. The tree hadn't died. Someone had killed it, and that someone had been looking for what Officer Reyes had buried beneath. Marisol pulled into Claire's driveway. 2:34 a.m. The house was dark. Ethan's car wasn't there, just empty space and silence. They got out, moved around back. Motion sensor lights clicked on. The yard was bare dirt where the oak had been. Carl, the neighbor, had watched the removal, said the stump grinder had gone deep. 6 feet, maybe more. Claire knelt at the edge of the pit, ran her fingers through loose soil. Cold, damp, nothing. They already dug, she whispered. Marcus found it first, maybe. Marisol pulled out a flashlight, swept the beam across the crater. Or maybe he's still looking. The light caught something. Edge of the hole. Disturbed earth. Fresh. Last few hours. And stuck in the dirt. Piece of fabric. Black. Deliver uniform material. Marisol pulled it free. Examined it. Marcus was here. Tonight. While you were at the station. Claire's stomach dropped. He's been in my house. Not just in it. Marisol moved toward the back door. Tried the handle. Unlocked. He's probably still here. They entered. Kitchen dark. Living room empty. Everything looked normal, untouched. But Claire felt it. The wrongness. The violation. Someone had been here, going through her life, searching. Marisol cleared each room. Gun drawn. Systematic. Professional. Claire followed. Her heart hammered. Her hands shook. They reached the bedroom. Door closed. Claire never closed it. Marisol pushed it open, swept her light across the space. Empty. But the bed was unmade. Sheets pulled back. Pillows displaced. Someone had been lying there, waiting. On the nightstand, Claire's laptop, open, screen glowing. Marisol moved closer, checked it. There's a video file. Recent. Looks like it was recorded an hour ago. Claire came around, saw the timestamp. 1:47 a.m. File name final warning. Marisol clicked play. The video loaded. Dark room, basement, water-stained walls. Ethan tied to a chair. Same as before, but worse now. His face was swollen. One eye wouldn't open. Blood crusted on his lip. Marcus Webb stepped into frame. Calm. Professional. He looked at the camera like he was recording a business presentation. Hello, Claire, he said. His voice was smooth. I'm sorry it's come to this. I really am. But you left me no choice. He moved behind Ethan, placed a hand on his shoulder. Ethan flinched. See, I've been very patient, Marcus continued. 6 months of negotiations. 6 months of small payments. I thought we had an understanding. I protect your secret. You compensate me for the service. Simple business. He pulled something from his pocket. Small black device. Remote control. But then you involve Detective Reyes, and that complicates things, because now I can't just take the money and disappear. Now I need insurance. I need the original files, the evidence your father-in-law buried, the proof that could send me to prison for the rest of my life. Marcus pressed a button on the remote. Behind Ethan, a screen lowered. Projector hummed to life. Images appeared. Documents. Bank statements. Wire transfers, offshore accounts, all dated 2010. All showing money moving through Apex Holdings. This is what Officer Reyes found, Marcus said. This is what he threatened to expose. Do you know what would happen if this went public? Do you know how many powerful people would fall? The images cycled. Names appeared. Politicians, businessmen, judges, all connected to Apex, all receiving payments. Your father-in-law made copies, Marcus said, digital and physical. He gave the digital files to the FBI, but the physical evidence? The original documents? Those he hid, and only he knew where. Marcus moved closer to the camera, his face filled the frame. Except he told someone. He told you, Claire. In that letter, the coordinates, the location, and tomorrow night, at La Violette, you're going to tell me, or Ethan dies, and after Ethan, Marisol, and after Marisol, everyone else you've ever cared about. He pressed the remote again. The screen changed. New image. Claire's house, her bedroom, this room. The camera angle was from the corner, near the ceiling. I'm watching you right now, Marcus said. His voice was ice. I've been watching for months. I know everything, every move, every conversation, every secret. The video paused, then text appeared on screen. La Violette Bistro 9 p.m. tomorrow. Bring the documents. Come alone. The screen went black. Claire's breath stopped. Her hands shook. She looked at the corner where the camera angle had been. Saw it. Tiny lens, hidden in the smoke detector. Marisol saw it too. Moved fast. Grabbed a chair. Climbed up. Ripped the device from the ceiling. Crushed it under her heel. How long has that been there? Claire's voice was dead. Months. Maybe years. Marisol's jaw clenched. He's been building this case against you the whole time. Claire sank onto the bed, her chest tight, her vision blurred. Everything she thought was private, every conversation with Ethan, every moment in their home, Marcus had seen it all. I don't have the documents, she whispered. Officer Reyes didn't tell me. I don't remember. Then we need to make you remember. Marisol sat beside her. Think. After you woke from the coma, what did my father say? What did he give you? Claire closed her eyes, tried to go back. 12 years. Hospital room. White walls. Machines beeping. Officer Reyes sitting by her bed, holding her hand. His voice gentle. You're safe now. Everything's taken care of. You just need to rest. Did he give you anything? Marisol pressed. A photo? A letter? Anything? Claire's mind raced. There was something, small, she'd forgotten. Tucked it away. Her eyes opened. A key. What kind of key? Safety deposit box. Claire stood, moved to her closet, pulled out an old shoebox from the top shelf. Inside, jewelry she never wore, old watches, broken bracelets, and at the bottom, small brass key, number etched on the side, 2274. Officer Reyes's badge number. Marisol took the key, examined it. This is from Pacific Coast Bank, downtown branch. My father had an account there. Claire's pulse hammered. The documents are in the box. Then we get them. Now. Before Marcus figures it out. Marisol was already moving. Bank opens at 9 a.m. We'll be waiting. Claire followed. They reached the front door. Marisol's phone buzzed. She checked it. Her face went white. What? Claire asked. Marisol turned the phone, showed Claire the screen. News alert. Breaking story. Just posted. Attorney Ethan Park missing wife person of interest in fraud investigation. Below, Claire's photo, her name, her employer, everything, and at the bottom, quote from anonymous source. Mrs. Park has been under investigation for financial crimes dating back to 2010. Her husband's disappearance is believed to be connected to witness intimidation. Claire's knees buckled. She grabbed the doorframe. Her career, her reputation, her life, all of it destroyed in one headline. Marcus planted this, Marisol said. Her voice was steel. He's forcing your hand, making sure you can't go to anyone else, can't ask for help, can't run. Claire's phone exploded with notifications, emails, texts, calls, her boss, her colleagues, her clients, everyone demanding answers. She turned it off, let it go dark. Silence. What do I do? Her voice broke. Marisol looked at her. This woman she'd just met. This detective who'd become her only ally. You do what my father would do, Marisol said. You fight back. Chapter 9. The Truth. Pacific Coast Bank opened at 9 a.m. sharp. Claire and Marisol were first through the doors. The lobby was marble and glass. Too bright, too clean. Claire felt exposed. Box 2274, Marisol told the manager. We have the key. The manager checked their IDs, led them to the vault. Rows of numbered drawers lined the walls. He found 2274. Inserted his master key, waited for Claire's key. Claire's hands shook. She pushed the brass key into the slot, turned it, heard the lock click. The manager pulled out the box, set it on the table. Take your time. He left. Door closed. Claire and Marisol alone. Claire lifted the lid. Inside, stack of documents, thick, organized. Officer Reyes's handwriting on folder tabs. Apex Holdings bank records. Apex Holdings wire transfers. Apex Holdings corporate structure. Marisol pulled out the files, started reading. Her face got paler with each page. This is bigger than fraud, she whispered. This is racketeering, money laundering, bribery. Names here go all the way to city council, to superior court judges. She pulled out another folder. Photographs, surveillance shots, men in suits, shaking hands, passing envelopes, time-stamped, dated, documented. My father was building a RICO case, Marisol breathed. He wasn't just investigating Apex, he was taking down the entire network. Claire's stomach turned, and Marcus knew. Marcus was part of it. Marisol pulled out one more document. Employee list. Apex Holdings Security Division. Names, job titles, photos. Third name down. Marcus Webb, Title Director of Risk Management. He wasn't investigating with my father, Claire said. Her voice was hollow. He was protecting Apex, and when your father got too close, Marcus eliminated him. Except he failed. Marisol's jaw clenched. And now he needs these documents destroyed, because if they surface, everyone connected to Apex goes down. She pulled out her phone, started photographing every page, every photo, every name. What are you doing? Claire asked. Insurance. Marisol's voice was ice. Marcus wants these files? Fine, but he's not getting them without the whole world seeing them first. Claire's phone buzzed. She'd turned it back on to check the time. Now a text came through. Marcus, I know you're at the bank. I know you found the files. Meet me at La Violette, noon. Not tonight. Now, bring everything, or Ethan's next photo is his last. Photo attachment. Ethan, worse, much worse, beaten, barely conscious, slumped in the chair, and behind him, visible through a window, a sign, red neon. La Violette Bistro. He wasn't in a basement. He'd been at the restaurant the whole time. Claire's breath stopped. He's bluffing. He's been one step ahead because we keep reacting. We need to get ahead of him. How? Marisol asked. Claire thought. Then she remembered. Chapter 1. The delivery sticker. The QR code. She pulled out her phone, found the photo she'd taken of the black bag, zoomed in on the sticker. The QR code was still visible. Scan this, she told Marisol. Marisol scanned it. A web page loaded. Order details, order number, delivery address, driver information, driver name driver number 213-555-0147. Call it, Claire said. Marisol dialed. Speaker on. 3 rings. Then a voice. Male. Young. Nervous. Yeah, this is Detective Reyes, LAPD. I need to verify a delivery. Silence. Breathing. I don't know what you're talking about. Order number 847,392. Delivered to Claire Park, February 14th. You were the driver.
I wasn't.
I swear. Someone used my account, stole my login. I reported it. Marisol's eyes narrowed. What's your name? Luis. Luis Ortega. I'm a real driver, but that order wasn't me. Who was it? I don't know, but I got a call, week ago. Guy said he'd pay me $500 to let him use my account for one delivery. Said it was a prank. Valentine's surprise. I said no. Then he said he knew where I lived, knew my daughter's school, so I gave him the login. Claire's blood ran cold. Did you meet him? Once. Parking lot. He wore a mask, couldn't see his face, but I saw his car. Black sedan. Vanity plate. APX something. Apex, where did he tell you to deliver? Marisol demanded. He didn't. He took over the account remotely, but I tracked it on my end. Curiosity. The order showed La Violette Bistro, pick up and drop off. Same location? Claire's mind raced. The restaurant is the base. He's been using it as a front, taking orders, laundering money, all of it coded as food delivery. Marisol ended the call, looked at Claire. If Marcus is at La Violette, we can end this. Now, get Ethan, get Marcus, get justice, or it's another trap. Claire's hands shook. Like the warehouse, like the station. He's been baiting us all along. Then we bait him back. Marisol pulled out the bank documents. We tell him we'll trade. Files for Ethan. Public place. Witnesses. He can't run. Claire looked at the stack of evidence. 12 years of secrets. Her father-in-law's last gift. The truth that could save Ethan or destroy them all. Let's end this, she said. They drove to La Violette, West Hollywood, trendy street, valet parking. The bistro was glass and steel, expensive, exclusive. They went inside. Noon crowd, half full, couples, business lunches, normal people living normal lives. The hostess smiled. Reservation? We're here to see Marcus Webb, Marisol said. Badge out. He's expecting us. The hostess's smile faltered. She picked up the phone, murmured something, hung up. Private dining room, upstairs, second door. They climbed. The stairs were narrow, carpet thick, soundproofed walls. Second door, closed. Claire's hand found the knob, turned it. The door opened. Private dining room, table set for 3, white cloth, fine china, champagne chilling, and at the head of the table, Marcus Webb, calm, smiling, waiting. Ethan sat beside him, alive, beaten but breathing, hands zip-tied to the chair, mouth taped. Marcus stood, extended his hand like this was a business meeting. Claire, detective, right on time. Marisol's gun was out, hands where I can see them. Marcus smiled, raised his hands. No need for that. We're all friends here. You kidnapped my husband, Claire said. Her voice was ice. You blackmailed me. You killed Officer Reyes. I did no such thing. Marcus sat back down. Your husband came willingly, traded himself for your safety. Very noble. And Officer Reyes? Natural causes. Heart attack. Tragic but inevitable. You're lying, am I? Marcus pulled out his phone, showed them a video, time-stamped 4 years ago. Officer Reyes, clutching his chest, falling. Marcus standing over him, watching, not helping, just watching. I didn't kill him, Marcus said. I just didn't save him. There's a difference. Marisol's hands shook, her gun raised. You let him die. He was going to destroy everything. Everyone, the whole network. So yes, I let nature take its course. Claire's vision blurred. Rage burned through her. The files go public. Today. Every name. Every transaction. Everyone connected to Apex. Marcus's smile faded. No, they don't. Because if you do that, Ethan dies. Right here. Right now. He pulled out a syringe. Held it up. Insulin. Fatal overdose for a non-diabetic. I inject this. He's gone in minutes. And you'll have killed him with your choice. Claire's breath stopped. Her hands went cold. Marisol's voice was steady. You won't do it. Too many witnesses. Too much evidence. Will I? Marcus stood, moved behind Ethan, pressed the needle to his neck. Because I've been dead for 12 years. Ghost in the system. No fingerprints. No records. I don't exist. So when I walk out of here, no one will even know I was here. He pressed the needle closer. Ethan's eyes widened. Terror. Choose, Marcus said. The files, or your husband. You have 5 seconds. Claire looked at Marisol, at the files in her hands, at Ethan tied and terrified. Then she looked at Marcus, and she saw it. The weakness. The tell. His hand was shaking. The syringe trembling. He was scared. Because he'd already lost. The moment Marisol photographed those files, the game was over. You can't win, Claire said. Her voice was calm. Kill Ethan. The files still go public. Let him live. The files still go public. Either way, you're done. Marcus's face twisted. Rage flashed. You're bluffing. I'm not. Claire pulled out her phone, showed him Marisol's cloud folder. Thousands of pages. Already uploaded. Already backed up. You want these files? Claire said, too bad. They're already at the FBI, the DA, the press, everyone, and in about 30 minutes, when I don't check in, they all get released automatically. Marcus stared. The syringe lowered. His face went white. You're lying, he whispered. If this story is hitting you the way it's hitting me right now, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes we find the stories we need exactly when we need them, because what happens next is when Claire stops running and starts fighting back. Try me, Claire said. Silence. Marcus looked at Ethan, at the syringe, at his crumbling empire. Then he dropped the needle, stepped back, hands raised. You win, he said. His voice was dead. Marisol moved fast, cuffed him. Read his rights. Backup arrived, pounding footsteps on the stairs. Ethan was freed. The tape ripped off. He gasped, pulled Claire close. They held each other, shaking, breathing. Marcus was led away. He looked back once, met Claire's eyes. This isn't over, he said. But it was, and they both knew it. Chapter 10 The Aftermath. 3 months later, Claire stood in her backyard. The crater where the oak had been was filled now. New grass growing, fresh soil, no more evidence, no more ghosts. The trials had started. Marcus first, then the Apex Network. 27 arrests, 11 convictions so far. More coming. Marisol testified. Claire testified. Ethan testified. The news cycle moved on. Claire's name cleared. Job restored. Life rebuilt. Slowly, carefully, but nothing was the same. Couldn't be. She'd seen too much. Knew too much. Ethan came out through the back door. 2 coffee mugs. He handed her one. They stood together, silent, watching the new grass grow. Marisol called, he said. Final sentencing is next week. Marcus is looking at life. No parole. Claire nodded, sipped her coffee, tasted bitter. Are you okay? Ethan asked. I don't know. Honest answer. Only answer. I keep thinking about that night. 2010. What if Officer Reyes had let me remember? What if I'd known the truth from the beginning? You'd be dead, Ethan said. His voice was quiet. Marcus would have found you, killed you, before you could talk, maybe. Claire looked at him. This man who'd bled their savings, met blackmailers, sacrificed everything. Or maybe I'd have fought back sooner. Maybe your dad would still be alive. She'd started calling Officer Reyes that, her dad, because that's what he'd been. Father, protector, the man who gave her a second chance. He saved you for a reason, Ethan said. Not to make you his weapon, to give you a life. And you lived it? That's what mattered to him. Claire's throat tightened. She'd found his grave last month, visited it, left flowers, whispered thank you, sorry, all the words she'd never gotten to say. Marisol had been there too. They'd cried together, 2 daughters mourning the same father. Do you think it's really over? Claire asked. Marcus in prison, Apex destroyed, everyone convicted. Ethan was quiet, then shook his head. No, I think there are pieces we haven't found yet, people we don't know about, money that's still hidden, so we keep looking. If you want to, he took her hand, but we don't have to. We can walk away, move, start over, again. Claire thought about that. New city, new name, new life. She'd done it before, could do it again, but something stopped her. The idea of running, of hiding. She'd spent 12 years as a ghost, living in fear, looking over her shoulder. Officer Reyes hadn't given her a new identity to hide. He'd given it to protect her long enough to grow strong, to become someone who could fight back. And now she was ready. No, she said. No more running. We stay. We finish this. Ethan smiled, tired, proud. Okay. They went back inside. The house felt different now. Lighter, like the cameras being removed had lifted a weight. Claire's phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. She picked it up. Bank notification. Transaction alert. Her breath stopped. She stared at the screen. LA Violet Bistro $0.00 food delivery. $0. Authorization only. Not a charge. Just a test. A ping. Checking if the account was still active. And below the merchant name, a note. Added by the processor. Thank you for your patronage. Claire's hands went cold. She showed Ethan. His face drained of color. That's impossible, he whispered. Marcus is in custody. His accounts frozen. Everything seized. Not everything. Claire's jaw clenched. Not whoever's running the delivery accounts. Not whoever took over when Marcus went down. She opened her banking app, checked transaction history. The $0 authorization appeared. But when she clicked for details, the merchant information was gone. Deleted. Scrubbed. Like it had never existed. Marisol's number. Claire dialed. 3 rings. Reyes. It's Claire. I just got a transaction notification. La Violette. $0. From Dash. Silence. Then Marisol's voice. Sharp. Alert. When? 2 minutes ago. I'm on my way. The line went dead. Claire looked at Ethan. His hands were shaking. Coffee sloshed over the mug rim. It's starting again, he said. No. Claire's voice was steel. It's ending. For real this time. Because whoever's pretending to be Dash just made a mistake. They pinged my account. Which means they're watching. Which means they're close. She moved to the living room window. Looked out at the street. Normal. Quiet. Cars parked. Neighbors walking dogs. Nothing suspicious. But she felt it. Eyes. Somewhere. Someone watching. Waiting. Her phone buzzed again. Text message. Unknown number. Same as before. Same as Marcus had used. You thought you won? You thought it was over. But Dash isn't a person. Dash is a system. And systems don't die. They evolve. Photo attachment. Loading. The image appeared. Claire's house. Taken from across the street. Timestamped 3 minutes ago. During their conversation in the backyard. And in the corner of the photo. Barely visible. A delivery bag. Black paper. Gold logo. Sitting on her front porch. Right now. Claire ran to the door. Ripped it open. The bag was there. Same as before. Same ribbon. Same logo. But this time, no food. No USB. No evidence. Just a card. Single sentence. Welcome to Phase 2. Claire stared at it. Her pulse hammered. Her hands shook. Ethan came up behind her. Read the card over her shoulder. What do we do? He whispered. Claire looked at the card. Then at the street. Then at the surveillance photo still glowing on her phone. Whoever Dash was now, they'd been watching, learning, preparing. Marcus was just the first layer. The visible threat. The distraction. The real network was still out there. Still operating. Still dangerous. Claire crumpled the card in her fist. Her jaw set. Eyes hard. We hunt them, she said. Every last one. Until Dash is just a memory. Until Apex is dust. Until everyone who profited from my father's death answers for it. Sirens wailed in the distance. Marisol arriving with backup. The investigation beginning again. Claire stood on her porch. The black bag at her feet. The evidence mounting. The war continuing. But this time, she wasn't the victim. Wasn't the target. Wasn't the pawn. This time, she was the hunter. And Dash. Whoever they were. Wherever they hid. Their delivery was coming, and Claire Park was going to make sure it was their last.
Thanks for listening. I hope this gave your heart a quiet moment to rest. See you next time.